Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at something really easy. If you're ever in a pinch and you have to make a really quick sky background, this is the trick I would recommend. We are going to learn how to use the Musgrave and color ramp features to create a simple, almost realistic looking sky. Let's get into it. Let's delete everything that we have in the scene and we're going to add a plane. We're going to press 1 to go into front view, rotate it by 90 degrees, and let's scale it up a bit, like 4, about 4. Add a camera, Control-Alt-0 on the numpad, so you're directly facing the plane. We're going to change it to orthographic for now, and we're just going to pull back the orthographic scale just a bit to about 7.3, about 7.3. Let's move it with G on the x-axis like so. And now we're ready to set up our material. Choose the plane. We're going to add a new material, extend the window, and let's change the view in our left window to viewport. And here on the right one, I'm going to set up the shader editor, and to close the side menu, Control-T if you have nodes enabled, is going to put in the texture coordinate mapping and image texture. We don't need the image texture, so we can just delete that one. And I'm going to add a Musgrave texture and a color ramp. Now we have to connect these. So I'm going to connect the vector to the vector of the Musgrave, the factorial to the factorial of the color ramp, and the color to the base color of the principal BSDF. Now what we get doesn't really look like a skyline or a sky, but wait for it. First, we're going to fidget a bit with the Musgrave texture. So we're going to increase the detail to about 12. We're going to lower the dimension to 0.5 and we're going to lower the scale to about 2.5. And it's already starting to look like clouds. Next step is to set up the color ramp, which is fairly easy. We're just going to change to, let's say, a darker sort of blue color. We're going to add a new one in between, which is going to be the gradient towards our widest part of the cloud. We can make that one just a bit darker, and let's put just a hint of blue in it. And we're going to change the linear interpolation model to B-spline. Now we can increase the blue again. We can try and fidget with the gradient between the sky and the cloud. We can increase the blue one just a bit more, just a bit more. This is basically just trying and get the shape that you want to, but now you know that with this you can control how the gradient distributes itself on the plane. Cool, so if we have something that we're happy with, perfectly fine. But in some cases you might have a scene and you need the texture to envelop the scene. There's a fairly easy way to do that. We can actually add a sphere and we're going to just cut the sphere down to size a bit. We're going to delete the plane because we don't need it right now. Select the sphere, just increase the scale to 3.5. Let's go into edit mode, side view, and I'm going to just, in wireframe mode, I'm selecting the front part and I'm selecting this part down here. So I'm just leaving 1/4 of the sphere free. X to delete the vertices, just make sure there are no rogue vertices around, and that should be fine. Now if you go into front view, into our camera view, you can, again, R to rotate, scale it up a bit, maybe drop it back a bit. It also helps to change your camera to perspective, and maybe zoom in, focal length, let's increase the focal length so we have everything in frame. Let's select the sphere again, put in a subdivision modifier to a 2, shade smooth, and let's put our sky texture in. Now you can see it actually follows the object, and if we go into render mode, you don't see anything because I'm still in Eevee. I'm just changing to cycles. I'm gonna put a HDRI map because HDRIs usually work well with this trick. I've put one, but it's half dark, half white. So again, if you find that in some cases your HDRIs are not working with you, you can just manipulate either the sphere, so you can size it on the y-axis, or you can go into this shader editor, world. Let's just hide that menu, click on Venetian crossroads in my case. In your case, it's going to be an image texture, Control T, so you get the texture coordinate mapping, and you can turn the HDRI around, like so. And now we get a beautifully distributed background sky that you can actually use in a pinch, so you don't have to use the default HDRI background. Hopefully this was a good tutorial. Hopefully you've learned something from it. If you enjoyed the tutorial, drop a like or leave a comment. I always read those and I always try to help if I can. Thank you so much for the feedback on the previous videos. I always try to find something interesting, something new for you all to try out. So until the next one, bye.